Hello, my name is Louis Moten from the North River District. Some of the things I noticed, I noticed there's an actual proposal for a 5% tax rate as well. And one of the things I noticed is that the budget had decreasing revenue from federal, state, and intergovernmental agencies since 2025. We have lost about $6 million, putting more pressure on the local taxpayers here. So I would look into that and find out why is our federal and state institutions not helping out? What's going on there? There's also there's this concern about pulling from our reserve funds, but when I looked at the budget, that's already earmarked based on the audits to pull for our school roofs and other building roofs. So I'm not sure about dipping into that just yet before we know what's going on. I would recommend looking into the budget with the high percentage increases. Like the big one I noticed was Parks and Rec has a lot of items for supplies that jump 600 to 2100%. So I try and focus more on line items to figure out, is this really legitimate compared to prior year spending? Is this a one-off or is this continuing? The other thing is I feel like nobody seems to understand the impact of a forensic audit and what it is for, where you are preparing for litigation with a chain of command. There's a lot of pressure on our own staff here in the county, in addition to what it costs and what the payoff is. And from my understanding, we stopped because it was $1 million that it jumped up to. So where are we going to get this $1 million to start this forensic audit? There are different levels of audits before you get to the forensic audit, not just the regular annual audit. There are different levels. And we are working through it. The county is turned around and they're heavily focused on that at great cost, but there's also a system that they're purchasing. So that is my 2 cents. I don't like tax increases, but I don't like spending money that we don't know that we have or not. We see it in the bank, but it's already spent, from my understanding, until we can get those checks figured out. I think there's $14 million in checks that we're still working through. I'd like to hear more updates on that and what's going on with our audit process.